This video describes the school setup. This is a button on the administration home, and this is the core foundational information regarding the school that is linked to every file and every table in the database. It begins with a series of tabbed screens that we will walk you through. Number one is the identity. We want the school name's proper name. We want the name in the local language. The school's owners, that name is used on the contracts with the teachers. We have an abbreviated name and an acronym, which is some people call it an abbreviation. We then have the country. You can choose from the list for the country and the local language. Sometimes it's not named after the country. And we want the phone code, which we can pull from once you choose the country, it will put the phone code in. It'll also put the currency abbreviation, and you need to put a currency conversion rate in. In this case, it was 22,700 Vietnamese dollars equals $1 US. That will change, and when you're doing the accounting system, they can reach from the accounting system back in and update that value, because it is used to convert the US dollars to Vietnamese dollars or whatever currency you're working in to pay the staff, because they always get paid in local. The weeks in this case begin on Sunday. In some cultures, they're going to begin on different days. The schools are closed. In this case, we have weekends or Saturday and Sunday. Some people have a different definition of weekends and around the world, so we're trying to give all options, plus you can edit it and statutory holidays. We also suggest putting in the GPS location so that we can quantify that and use it when we're locating things. We also have a thing called a family name order, and in this case it's default to the family name first. It can be updated as in the human or in the HR files or the student files, because people who are foreign students or foreign teachers normally go by the system that they use. For example, your Jane Smith being the family name, whereas and if you were the same person in an Asian system, would be Smith Jane. And we also underlined the family name so that it helps orient them. Also, the name library right now is set to English. We're going to change that to Vietnam, China, India, and Korea. We have a listing of family names and given names that are used in the choices, which makes your job a lot easier. Okay. We also have the listing of the address of offshore education, which is put into here. Now, the address of the school is very important, of course, because we have documents and things that have to be sent to it. We start with the phone number, which is just enter the numbers and it'll format it. There's also a hotline, or in different parts of the world they call it Watts, and sometimes it's toll-free and that sort of thing. The country code is copied for, and then we put in a phone number that you would call, or that say a parent of a teacher might want to call the school from Canada or from Australia or from Africa. And this is the phone number in that way. Now the website is put in, and then we have the email domain. In this case, it's typed, because that domain then is added to all of the school related emails. And we have then, because every system has a standard for info email, admissions email, office email, and the reply to, we have created these in here. And if you have other people, or you want to identify who's getting that, for example, if we have one of the staff who's getting the info, we should choose their name from the list. The school's address is shown in English and in the local language. In this case, it's Vietnamese. There's a series of the unit number, the floor and street, the floor number or whatever, and the country, and the city, state, province. We then build it into two address formats. One is what we call the address stack, which looks like the label that goes on an envelope, and then there's the address line that goes on different documents to save space. And of course, we let the billing address be the same as the mailing address. And okay, so the terms, we have there's a term table for the terms, which is imported here and it displays what we have. We can also create a term from here. In this case, we've set this up for the 2017-18. And by the way, a term is called, some people call it a quarter, a period, or a semester. And we have the format. We'll go through that as we go along. And there's a government added tax if that's the case. We just put that in there. We haven't really used it, but some countries we do. Usually on tuition, it's not an added in thing. Circulation, we've already done this. On the other tab, it's the same information. The motto is a place to put the school's philosophy and school's purpose, their motto, their mission statement, the goals and objects. And we also have the school's seal, which I'll have to go get that. I've forgotten where I put that. It seems to have disappeared. I guess when we've used this for a couple of other, but there's the chop or the seal will be inserted in here by the time you get this. Accreditation is the certification showing that the school has been accredited by Offshore Education, and the dates and so on of the year. The managers, we have the Peace Company, their idea, their information, and the offshore consultant as well. And we have the license, which is the software license, which is once people open the program up, they automatically agree to that license, which is a standard thing around the world. And these access passwords have been abandoned. We are now using a different system, but we've left them in for the time being in case we have to revert to them, but you can ignore them for now. The age by grade table is the same, plus we have a grading system which can be updated for your school, which will be used in the marks as we go along. The identities are important, and the geography is important. We have this table of the districts of Hanoi. Would be if you're in the city of Amsterdam, you would want to type in the districts in your city. And the same thing, this is the cities of the country we're in the case of Vietnam. Just so that you have people coming, you can have a choice and not have to type it each time. And states and provinces, I've just put some in here because this is more or less what you're going to be getting into. And then, of course, the term is called. But that, in a nutshell, is the basic school setup. We also have a logos tab. The logos tab this is the big logo that is put up for display. This is the logo that goes in the top right corner of a screen. This is the logo that tells you that's the country's flag, Canada's flag, and this is the logo for the ID card. And here's the chop here. Yep, I got it right here. I don't know why it isn't back there. And this is the another logo. So